Hello there, my YouTube friends. So we're going to do another unboxing, another fig unboxing. It's been a while since I've done anything like this. I haven't really bought anything for quite a while. Been basically the prices have just been ridiculous during lockdown. It seems almost like people have almost doubled up on the pricing of the figures, and it's just been ridiculously stupid. And I've just been like, no, I'm sorry, but I'm not paying them stupid prices. Now I did pick up another figure. Sort of a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, about a week or so ago. But I didn't do a review on it because it was such an old figure, and I didn't think really many people were going to be that interested in it. And that was a Maleficent, from the film Maleficent. I picked up that one, and I love it. I think it's a great character, great thingy. So, with this one here, guys, you can see it looks like it's really been well packaged. So I'm glad to see that, because in this day and age, you need to have things really well packaged in order to make sure that they get you in one piece. And this one I bought on eBay, and I bought it actually from a guy that I've seen on quite a number of the actual Facebook groups that I'm in. So let's see how good it looks. He's from the UK, so thank you very much, Lee Scott Cox, for this one, mate. I'm hoping that it comes in great condition for you, since it's now going to be on a video. I'm going to take the packaging and everything off first, let you see how it's thingy that way, because it's pointless you watching as it actually unwrap it and that. But you guys, it is well wrapped by the looks of this thing. It's got a little bubble wrapper in it, as you can see. So I'm going to get this stuff off, and then we'll start having a look at the fig itself. So yes, it's come well packaged. It was in its original shipper box as well, which was really good. Shipper box was a little bit sort of thingy, but that could have been like that from the start, and I'm not really fussed about the shipper boxes. It's great that they've got them, and it's even better when you get one with it. But this is the main thing. This is the one that counts here, and you can see this is done with the way most of the other Predator ones have been done. And as you can see by this one is the Berserker Predator. I always held back on this one for some reason. There was something about it I wasn't never ever quite 100% certain about. But when this one came up at the price that it was on for, I was watching it and watching. I'm thinking, this is a good price for this figure, like, and then actually, even though he didn't know that I knew him from the Facebook groups, because I didn't actually even know it was him at first. He uses a slightly different name on his eBay account. It comes in an offer. He offered it £20 off the price that he had it up for in the first place, and I was like, wow, if this comes with all the stuff that it's supposed to be, then this could be well worth the price. So anyway, guys, let's have a look at the box. And obviously I pulled the trigger, as you can see, I pulled the trigger, I got it. Box itself, it's a really nice sort of box. I like this design, I like this thing on the back here. I think that is pretty damn good. There's not much else to the boxes, but what more do you need, you know what I mean? So that's how your box looks. Top cover slips off like so. You can see here what the Berserker Predator will look like. Just have a front, yes, as a front cover, open it up like so. That's looking pretty sweet there. So what I'm going to do is I'll get out the accessories first. We'll have a look at the accessories, then we'll have a look at the figure himself. But as you can see, I think that's looking pretty damn good already for me. So let's have a gander at it. And here, guys, all the accessories that you get with this one. Standard again as usual, nice and small. The Predators with Berserker Predator written on it there. Just bang on for holding the figure up if that's what you need to do. I hopefully won't have to use it, but you never know. I have used a couple of them, and of course the standard crotch grabber. This was the bit that actually originally put us off getting it, but now actually that I have it in hand and I can see it, I actually love it. I actually think it is one of the better ones of it. I think it's one of the better helmets. You can see, obviously, it must be the plug-in, so there must be some sort of light up feature on this thing, which is pretty good. I would take it'll be maybe that bit there. Whether it works or not, I honestly won't know until I give it a go. But I do love this piece, you know. It was always the bit that put us off. It always looked strange to me. You have to excuse if you can hear some noises, but obviously I'm in the man cave, and obviously my man cave is made of wood, so you hear creaks and groans as I'm shifting weight and as the dog moves around, because as per usual Bruno's in here with it. But that piece here, I love it. I actually think it does look really good. Yeah, it was a bit that actually originally sort of put us off. I think we said, nah, it looks a bit strange, that thing, it looks a bit weird. But having it in my hand and seeing it and seeing the way it looks, seeing the details to that thing, I just think it looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, I think it really does look good. The piece that you're getting with another one before, but I think this one actually seems to be, like, to me, it seems to be a better painted one, and the bottom end seems to be a little bit slightly different to the one I got with my original. But this is pretty damn good, you know. I'm impressed with this. I like this piece here. It's really good. And the levels of detail in here is just beautiful. You know what I mean? It just looks really, really wicked. Yeah, I think that is just another incredible piece of work by Hot Toys. You have his own version of the shoulder mounted cannon. Yeah, pretty good levels of detail to that. I really like it. And even this bit twists, which is a great sort of, it's a weird sort of thing to see and to look at, because you think to yourself, well, yeah, it's great that they can do that type of thing, but it's also like, well, what are you going to use it for? It's going to be sitting somewhere, whether it's on a shelf or whether you've got it in a detolf or whatever, and it's not like it's going to spin on its own. It's not like it's got like electric wire going into it where it can sit there and spin and look good. And it's not like if you're taking pictures of it or even a video of it that it's going to spin, because it doesn't spin on its own. It'll only spin when you're spinning it. I think it's great that they can do these things with them. Yeah, I'm moving parts on, especially on guns where you can we can pull the stock back and what have you, and pull the bottoms out, because then you can, that is leading to sort of better storytelling with your pictures. But that to me is almost like a wasted thing, because you're not really going to be able to see it. When you're taking a picture, you're not going to know if it's there or there. It's not really going to make much of a thingy, but it's great that they can do it, and it's an amazing amount of detail in it again, as per usual. Yeah, we have a set of open mandibles. Yeah, and I always love the fact that you can, when you've got the chance to change the mandibles over and have it either open or close mandibles, or even with the thing of wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, you know, that is one of the great things about the Predator figures that I love. You know, I've got some of them set with the masks on, I've got some of them set with the mandibles open, I've got some of them set with the mandibles closed, and that's what's great about these figures, you know, when they do that. It's plastic, but it's still sharp, you know, it's still got a very sharp thingy to them, so you've got to be careful with that, guys, you know. But I just think the details that they put into these things and the way they look is just absolutely amazing. You know, so you get your both sets to open the mandibles up, and you got your two different hands. And this is one of the things that does let it down, is the amount of hands you get. Now, I love the fact that you put the extra pegs in with these ones, yeah. But it's basically just the amount of hands you get. You know, you only get the sort of two hands that's on it, which is normally a closed fist, so you can't really do much with a closed fist. And then you'll get other two hands, which obviously this one is going to be for gripping on that thing. Yeah, but I mean, the details, if you just look at that, you know, I mean, that is just, it's beautifully done, guys. It really is. You know, the long nails on it, which aren't sort of as sharp because it's a softer plastic, so they do sort of bend around, you know, thingy around. So, but I mean, I just think it's the level of details they put into these things that just makes them absolutely incredible. Yeah, I mean, that to me has got the look of sort of like crocodile skin. Yeah, and I mean, I'm a big huge fan of crocodiles and stuff like that, so I mean, that's to me is just another thing that sort of drew me to this one as well, is like, that looks like crocodile skin. You know what I mean? It just looks absolutely amazing, guys. But I mean, that apart from obviously these things, which you've got the different size blades that you can put in to these thingy on his arm. Yeah, these things will be metal. We'll get one of them out. These things will be die cast. Yep, definitely die cast them. Yeah, not really sharp, but still it will be sharp enough to go through somebody if it really fell on it, or you try to thingy it with something. It would probably penetrate the skin, but it's sort of got like a slight bluntness to the edge of it, and obviously these edges aren't sharp. Yeah, thankfully. Otherwise I would have cut my thumb open, I had my finger open. But I mean, there you go, guys. You know, that's what you're getting with it. Love the fact that these are die cast. Yeah, that is your accessories to them. Now let's get out the figure himself and have a look at just how good the Berserker Predator looks. And here, my friends, is the Berserker Predator himself. I mean, just there alone, looking like that, he looks a mean ass figure. You know, I think it looks really, really good. I'm really sort of happy with how he looks at the minute. Obviously, I'm going to change a few bits and pieces and have a look at a few different angles and what have you, and I'll show you what it's like to articulate. But just first look at it, you can see, yes, he is on the stand. That's because my light box, I've mentioned this before in a previous video, which you may not have seen, but my light box is like it's like a foam. This sort of top bottom bit here is like it's like a foam style thingy to it, you know, so it makes it really hard to get characters to stand up in it. I've tried for a couple of minutes, and I'm finding it difficult to get them to stand in it because it's just with the foam being the way it is, you know, it's really difficult. So I thought we should bugger it, get him on his stand so I can get a look at him. We'll have a closer look, show all the way around. But so far, guys, I've got to say, I'm really impressed. I'm actually more impressed with this one than I've been with a few of the others. And I mean, I love me Predator figures, but I've always been put off this one, and I could never quite put my finger on 100%, but there's always something about it I wasn't too sure about. Now that I have it in hand, it's a great figure by the looks of it. It really does look like it's going to be a really, really good figure. So anyway, guys, we'll punch in, have a closer look, have a look at the actual sort of movement that you get with this guy, yeah, and see what range of motion you get and what have you. But so far, I'm liking what I sees, guys. I'm liking what I sees. Just starting with his feet, guys, you can see he's like boot things that he's wearing have sort of no thing, so you don't like you're going to get much movement on the ankles at all for to help you towards standing them up, which is a bit of a shame. It's always nice to be able to have the movement in the ankle to be able to sort of stand a figure up, but we'll see when we come to the ankle articulation. By the looks of this, the leather looks like it's in okay condition, which is pretty good. You know, whether it's leather or pleather or a leatherette stuff, I don't know, but at least it looks like it's in half decent condition, which is it's really great, because a lot of these figures do suffer where the leather or the pleather it starts to sort of come away and it can look really bad. This one, it's actually on the bottom end of the figure here, it's looking pretty good. You can't see it the way this is, which is really good that they've done it this way. I think that's just fantastic, and it just depends on how well the bend at the end of the day. But just here is actually where the bend is, and the thing you can see it a little bit better on this one just here. But I think the way they've done it, it seems to blend in nicely that you can barely tell there's actually like a joint there, you know, which I think is fantastic. Whether it's going to be like that when you move the joint or not, I don't know. We'll see that shortly. But so far that is pretty good, you know. I'm pretty impressed with that. You're coming up and you can still see there that the leather seems to be pretty damn good. You can make out that it is just starting on this bit here. You can possibly just make it out there that is just starting to come away a little bit, which is a bit of a shame, but it's still in damn fucking good nick. I really got to admit, it's in damn good nick. Loving this area here, you know, it's well thingy. It's plastic, so it's not there's no metal there. It's been done in a plastic thingy, but I still think the detail on it is amazing. You look at these fisted hands and they're looking pretty damn good, you know. I love that sort of style to them. You move up a bit and you see you've got these two wrist gauntlets there. One of them, I don't know if you can see it that well, there you go, it opens up You'll get to see this better shortly, but it does open up, and I think the level of detail inside of there seems to be pretty damn good as well, you know, which we'll have a proper look at shortly, but that closes up. And this one, obviously, over here, this one is where you can put your blade into. The blade will fit into there. Yeah, so that's pretty damn good. Again, move further up towards his chest and his shoulder area. Again, looking pretty damn good. I mean, actually quite like this thing here. I think it's quite nice the way it's got different colours to it as well. Yeah, you can see the elbow joints a bit more easily here. So it's a bit of a shame that they couldn't do that as well as what they can with the knee one. But obviously, yeah, these are the things that you take in order to have the figure the way you want it, you know. And I'm still thinking that this is a really damn good looking figure, you know. This is really well thingied. And then the face himself, and I think just he looks one mean ass motherfucker, this one. Like, I mean, I like this. You know, I'm surprised because, like I said, there was so much beforehand putting us off getting them things. So I'm not sure about this one. It looks a bit weird. It looks a bit strange. Even if you look at the box art thing, I was still like, sort of, I'm not sure about this one. It just doesn't thingy. But having him in hand, guys, my God, what a difference it makes. You know, this guy is superb. So what I'm going to do is, before we take like punching and have a really close look at the details, and then I'll take you around the figure with the details, let's go through some of the articulation you're having at this guy. So, head sculpt wise, it can move down. It's not loads, but it can still move down. And look up. I'm trying to get this thing to turn around so I can see him better. You've got your side to side with no issues. I mean, it would spin completely round, so there's no issues there. And you do have the pivot motion on it, which is damn good as well, you know. I like the fact that you get pivot motion on there type of thing, so that's good. That's good. Shoulder wise, we'll just pan it down just slightly so you can see what we get with the shoulder wise. This side, obviously, you've got the fact that he's got his shoulder thing on there. This side, oh, he's falling over. He doesn't want to stand up. Let's get this thing raised so we can capture him a bit better. There you can. So you can see how far up he's coming there. Let's pan it out a little bit. You get the forward range of motion. So you're getting about there with that one. That one will pretty much go all the way around. That one's, see, this one's getting stuck by the fact that he's got a shoulder thing here, so that's like trying to lift itself right up, but it will move. Yeah, it will lift up, and obviously that's same with this one. You've got the thing, it will lift right up. Your shoulder thing is going to be a bit in the way. Yeah, and you can see with this guy, I want to be careful of, because I want my character to sort of thing, but even in the shoulder one, the pleather or leather is just starting to come away slightly. So that's why I want to be careful with what I'm doing with them, you know, because I don't want to wreck me figures, just to be able to show you what range of motions he's got and what have you, you know. You've got this, that's the elbow joint, so it's not like a double bend, but it's enough of a bend to give you whatever you're going to need pretty much. Yeah, same with the other elbow, and obviously the wrist pegs, we all know it's standardized wrist pegs that you get with nearly all your hot ties style figures. Okay, so that's thingy down. We'll do sort of his hips and his knees next. We'll just pan this out. So we've got one more thing about the scenery range. We'll take them off of the stand a minute so we can see that range of motion forward. Get, as typical with a lot of the hot toy stuff, you get very little range of motion backwards. I mean, they just don't get it at all. The way the characters are, the backside itself stops any backward motion of the leg, you know. But we do have pretty much almost like full split, you know, which is good. The way they've done that, I like that. You know, that's pretty good, even though really, you're not going to be doing the splits with a Predator. You know, it's not what the Predators do. The knee joint, it's like a ratchet style. It goes back that far, so that's pretty good. Yeah, the only thing I don't like I've said to you, is the boot, because of it being the type of thing it is, you can spin it, okay, to try and give you some sort of thing with it, but you've got no forward and backward motion at all. You know, which spoils the fact that it's going to make it harder to get them to stand unless it's a pretty thoroughly flat surface. Okay, but again, guys, that is what you've got with it. Now, as you can see there, because of me doing the ranges of motion and what have you, so this has got nothing to do with Lee. Lee's looked after the character well, but obviously the leather's starting to come off there, and I've also just snapped this one off here. So it's nothing to do with Lee, that's to do with me showing you how the range of motion is. That your figure's getting a little bit damaged, but I'll just fix that with a little bit of glue. That'll be right as rain. Yeah. So Lee, buddy, I've got no problems with what you've sent us. This has been a really cool figure. This is my doing by trying to do a showing what it's like and what range of motion you got on it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thing now, my camera off the thing, take them around the character so you get a better look at all the different guys, different stuff on the guy, and get closer up on his face. And then we will change out the mandibles, and we'll also put the head thingy on as well to show you just basically how we would look with those different styles on it. Okay guys, it's a close up and personal. Guys, I mean the eye itself, just I think that looks terrific. Yeah, these closed mandibles even looks really aggressive when them closed, you know. I think that's mint. Yeah, the head's been done. It's superb. And I even love these things, you know, they look, it's really good. All plastic, you know, like a rubber style stuff, but I think they're pretty damn good. I'll turn the figure around so we can see the back and see how it looks. Yeah, see the details on the back of this thing. Yeah, I just think that is absolutely so goddamn cool. Yeah, it looks amazing. It really does, guys. Yeah. You can see the back end where the joints are, but I mean, how many people pose it from the back? You know what I mean? You just didn't. Like I say, the one spoiler on it is the fact that the boots, I mean, there could have been a split cut, they could have put a split here, you know what I mean, where this thing is here, they could have put a split cut there and give you some motion, range of motion on that, but it's basically, you know, it's not how they've done it, so that's what you're getting. But I think this guy just looks really cool, guys. I mean, I'm absolutely flabbergasted at just how well he looks. Yeah, the levels of detail to it. Is this the one that opens out? So I can show you better. Yeah, there you go. I think you even go so far to put like the level of detail inside of there. Yeah, it's truly amazing what they're doing with it, guys. Yeah, we'll get him turned around. We'll change over the mandibles, show you what it looks like with these other mandibles on, guys. And there he is, the mandibles open. It's just, whoa, man, it's freaky that. We also mounted his gun. You can see the gun mounted to his shoulder. I mean, the eyes on that one just makes them look so real. Yeah. And you can only put the mandibles in one way, which is always good. You can only go in one way, so that's pretty damn good the way to do that. But I mean, that just looks creepy. It looks fantastic. Let's get his head sculpted on, or his mask, and see just what his mask looks like, guys. There you go, guys. And yeah, as you can see, the light actually does work. He has got the batteries in there still, and the light does work. Obviously, if you're going to be doing it, you know, you can tuck this away a little bit better. I'm just literally just want to try it on and show you what it looks like in the light is pretty damn good, you know, pretty intense there. Now, whether or not to pose him with this on him, or whether or not to have it without, because either way he looks so fucking good. You know, he really does look so good either way. It's something I'm going to have to decide at some point. But I mean, what do you do with this mask if you didn't have it on? Do you just have it in his hand so you can still see it for all its glory? Or what? I mean, he just looks absolutely amazing to me, guys. He really does. I absolutely think he looks mint. I'm so glad I'm eventually getting him. And I'm so glad I've waited to get him, to be perfectly honest with you, because the prices that he was going for beforehand were ridiculous. Like, you're talking well over 200 quid. And I mean, a lot over 200 quid. This one I've managed to capture for under, and a pretty good deal under. So I'm well happy with what I've got for him. So, you know, Lee Scott Cox, thank you so much, guy. And if you're selling any of your other ones, then, you know, if I haven't got them, because I do have 8 others. I can't list them all because I don't have the memory to remember which ones are which, but I do have 8 other Predator figures. You know, so there can't be many left in the collection now to get. But I mean, this guy just does look great. Yeah. And it's now a case of, how do I pose him? With what? With the head, with this thingy on? Do I take it off? Do I have him with the... Because he didn't come with any... So a lot of the other figures, it'll come with some sort of weaponry and what have you, you know. This one, obviously, you have got the thing that I can put in here, which I'll put in a second. In fact, we'll do that now, eh? There you go, guys. And that just looks freaking sweet. Looks absolutely awesome. Well happy to have this guy in my collection. I put him off for so long, but like I say, at the end of the day, I am glad I did, because I got him for such a sweet bargain. And I'm just so glad. Yeah, so you can buy with confidence from Lee. Without a shadow of a doubt, you can buy with confidence. I mean, he looks after the figures. You've seen a little bit of sort of thingy that's been done to it. That was done by me posing it up for you. Yeah, it does have a little bit of waist articulation as well. And he did come with the instructions too, which is quite unusual. Most people don't keep all of the instructions and that, but this one come with everything. Yeah, I'm well happy with this guy. I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Now it's time to see if he'll stand up somewhere in my collection. I've got to find somewhere to put him as well now, because I'm running out of room for these guys, but I'll find room, no doubt about that. Anyway, guys, as you can see, he's standing up just fine on his own, no problems at all. Goes with the collection. No, there's none next to him. In fact, what we've got next to him is the one I was telling you about earlier on in the video. There is the Maleficent one, another great figure. There you go, there's me sort of one of my other Predators, me tracker Predator. Got the big guy down there, but he's fell over. As you can see, me man gives a bit of a mess at the minute. And then we can swap round to these guys in here. In the detail. Look at this one here, which you can't make out probably for the light. And then of course we've got the one other, which is over there with Dutch. And that's it, guys, that's the ones I've got. Thanks very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, guys, I really do, because this has been a long ass video. This is the Bearded Nerdy Oaf. And me. And a berserker here. Or out of here.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say that? I mean,
Okay.